on CityCast Nashville, we're starting a new series on Nashville's neighborhoods. And what better way to kick it off than with musician and occasional transit influencer, Ellen Angelico. Buckle up, y'all, because we are tagging along for her perfect day in Madison. You know, that neighborhood just north of East Nashville. It's Thursday, August 14th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Hey, y'all, before we get into the most highly anticipated episode of the year, I have a quick favor to ask. CityCast is doing our annual listener survey, and it would really help us out if you took it. I know some of y'all took it last year, but we would be very grateful if you would just take it again because last year's data is no longer this year's data. So go ahead and visit citycast.fm/survey to take the survey. It's only 7 minutes long. I've timed myself. That's citycast.fm/survey. And when you take the survey, you'll be eligible to win a $250 Visa gift card and CityCast Nashville swag. So again, that is citycast.fm/survey. Now on to my convo with Ellen Angelico. Ellen Angelico, welcome to CityCast Nashville. I have never wanted to talk to a guest more than you.
Even Jenny Littleton?
Well, okay. Yes, Jenny as well. The mayor, too. I was very excited about him. But you, Ellen.
Coming in third.
As the ambassador of Madison, I bow to you. Let's pretend that I've never been to this land that is stealing all of my friends. They keep moving there, and it makes me sad. But this is great. Let's talk about Madison. Let's pretend I've never been there. What's the vibe?
Okay. Imagine a chill neighborhood in the 1960s. Now imagine that if instead of passing through the 70s, 80s, and ensuing decades, that neighborhood loaded itself into a TARDIS and time traveled directly to 2025. That's what Madison feels like to me. I mean, sure, like all of Nashville, Madison has experienced big changes in the last decade, but more than other neighborhoods in Nashville, I feel like modernity is almost a guest that dropped by that Madison wasn't expecting.
Right. I know. It is so weird. You do feel like you're time traveling when you go to Madison. The houses are so cute.
So cute. The architecture is really fun. And there's all these like big lots of green trees. I planted a lot of them.
Oh,
not a lot of them. I planted
yourself.
some of them.
You did, actually. The town of Madison thanks you. And Nashville, too, because we're getting that air. Now on to our perfect day of being in Madison. Where do you go for a classic Madison experience?
Well, I think the Madisonist experience that I've ever had was when I was at an estate sale and found a VHS tape called Memories of Madison from the 80s and invited former council member Nancy Van Rees and her wife Joan over for dinner to watch it. And it was just women in a church knitting circle talking about old hardware stores.
Oh my goodness. That feels like a very classic Madison experience for sure. Well, what about any local characters or community hubs you love?
Okay, the first place that comes to mind is Brad's Barber Shop. The barbers' names are Brad, Bradley, Chad, and Vic. Brad has owned the place for 27 years now, and Vic is actually coming over later to give me a quote on tiling my bathroom.
Whoa! So not only getting your hair cut, but wow, all-encompassing.
Multi-talented. I mean, and first of all, they do an amazing job on hair, but haircuts are only half of the story for me. I love to listen to them talk about all the drama and conflama around local high school football. They know all the insider information about who's doing what in Madison because everybody comes in and talks to them. You know, it's like UPS drivers and business owners and schmoes like me. Brad's is a real slice of the Madison community. Well, the masculine part of it anyway.
And they give you the tea.
Like sometimes there's a mom, but it's mostly just dudes.
I love it. Okay, on to our next stop on our perfect day in Madison. You know, Nashville has Crema, Bongo, Java, Barista Parlor, Dose, which is now in Old Hickory Village up there close to Madison. Where is your go-to coffee shop?
My go-to coffee shop in Madison is right down the street from my house, Graham's Coffee and Tea.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
Here's the thing. Graham's has short ceilings. All of these coffee shops with their tall ceilings, all of the sound goes straight up and bouncing around all over the place, and it becomes the most oppressive acoustic environment. It always feels warm and inviting and soft. At Graham's, they play cool music. It's a lovely place to get work done when somebody lays a line in your backyard and cuts your Google fiber cable, which has happened to me twice now.
Ah, yes. Well, that's nice. What's the vibe? Let's do another vibe check.
I would describe the vibe as warm and inviting. Eddie, who runs Graham's, is just as sweet as can be. What I love about Eddie and Graham's is the way that he positions Graham's not just to be a place that you can get coffee, but a place where the community can gather. He's building out the backyard. There's like a stage back there. He wants to do like yoga. There's a couple cute porches. He's got beer on tap. Going to Graham's feels like going to your cool friend's house. You just want to stay and hang out.
Yeah, and they're like, you have to leave now. And you're like, oh, I thought we were friends and I was going to stay here forever.
Maybe I just know when to make an exit. They haven't said that to me yet. Also, I feel the need to mention their baked goods. They talk about their cinnamon rolls a lot on Instagram. And listen, I think their cinnamon rolls are fine, but their cinnamon rolls wither in comparison to their life-changing apple cinnamon scone. When I say life-changing, I'm talking about altering the trajectory of your life.
Wow, worth the trip to Madison over?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I love this. Okay. All right, well, now I want to turn our attention to Amqui Station. I've never been. I don't know what this place is. It sounds like I'm going to catch a train, but we all know that's not happening here.
Yeah. Actually, funnily enough, there are train tracks right behind Amqui Station, but like it's like freight trains, and I feel like that's not your vibe.
Well, I did love the boxcar children growing up, but yeah, I'm not hopping trains anymore.
Not since the accident. Amqui Station was built by the Louisville and Nashville Railroad in 1910 and was famously saved from demolition by noted train nerd who probably accomplished some other things as well, named Johnny Cash. Today, it is a museum and pavilion, and it hosts the Amqui Station Farmers Market, during which you can visit the museum and see some cool old Madison artifacts, in case you don't want to come over to my house and watch Memories of Madison.
Oh, but I do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I didn't expect that. That answer to that. Well, so there's also a farmer's market. That sounds lovely. What day of the week is that?
Sunday.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, what's the vibe check there?
Okay, well, if you get there early enough, you might see me and market manager Allison setting up the tables and chairs. Speaking of getting there early, if you go right at 10 a.m., you can hear the Amqui train horn blow to signify the opening of the market. She usually lets like a child do it, and it's very adorable. I think it's cool, and in spite of what I was saying about coffee shops and tall ceilings, I love sounds.
Did we mention Ellen is a musician, a very, very talented musician who is touring constantly with people you know. So we'll get into that later.
We will. I mean, I think I'm just kind of only slightly above average.
Oh, so humble.
I always spend way too much money at the farmer's market because all the stuff there is so good. The vendors are all super nice. My favorite thing to do is to buy something weird and figure out how to cook it later. Then when I'm ready to go home, they have all these food trucks on the outside of the market. Lately, my go-to has been one called Mizo Family. They serve delicious Burmese food, which I knew nothing about, but now I've tried lots of. And they give you green tea while you wait for your order to be finished.
Wow.
It's a great place to meet people in the neighborhood and make pals.
Okay, so we're hitting up the farmer's market early. Where are we off to next?
Well, we have already eaten a lot today. We've eaten Burmese food and we've had an apple cinnamon scone. So I think we should head down the bend, Neely's Bend, that is, to visit beautiful Peeler Park. It was originally a family farm. It was acquired by the city in 1963, and I think it is a hidden gem among Nashville parks.
Okay, I've never heard of this place, Ellen.
What?
I know.
You never heard of it?
Tell me more about Peeler Park.
Peeler Park is like minor league Radnor Park. But I like it. Okay. It's manageable, but it's still beautiful. There's a gorgeous 3.5 mile greenway. There's hiking trails. Ooh. There's an airfield for remote control planes. And the very best part of Peeler Park, a roaming pack of 1 bajillion cats. You will see them as soon as you get there. They come up because I guess probably people feed them. And so they come up to, they don't come like right up to you, but like, they're like, oh, a person is here. And they kind of like all poke out from the trees and stuff. And there's just a lot of them. And it's wild to me to see every time I go.
Well, you've caught my attention. Maybe I'll go to this park. And folks at home, if any of these places have caught your attention too, you are in luck because we have made a list on Overlook Maps that you can check out right now. We're going to drop that link in the show notes. So you're just one click away from visiting all these amazing places in Madison.
Got any fun trips coming up? One thing you probably haven't put on your packing list is learning the language. But with Babbel, you can start talking in just a few weeks. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. And I also just persuaded my friend who's going to France this fall to learn French with Babbel, but that is another story. Babbel's extremely fun and intuitive. It's like having a private tutor in your pocket. Handcrafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel's lessons are voiced by real native speakers and built with science-backed cognitive tools and interactive features to fit any learning style. I love a lot of the different Babbel features. The Babbel games for sentence building, Babbel speech recognition, which helps me get the pronunciation right. And now I'm really into Babbel's word of the day, which greets me on the homepage of the app. Every day, a new word revealed like a little surprise with a sentence to help contextualize it. It's like a daily treat for me. Studies from Yale, Michigan State, and other leading universities continue to prove that Babbel works. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. Look, I want you to learn another language. So I'm teaming up with Babbel to gift you 55% off subscriptions, but only for CityCast listeners at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Where are we off to now?
Well, no visit to Madison would be complete without some incredible Mexican food. And the best spot is Garden Fresh. Why is Garden Fresh the best spot? You ask, or I guess I ask, because it's also a killer grocery store with amazing prices for produce. And their meat counter is the best ever. You can get delicious marinated wings and al pastor by the pound. And you know how you're not supposed to shop for groceries while you're hungry? This is not a problem at Garden Fresh because they have a beautiful, like, hot food serving area in the back. You can't go wrong with their tacos, especially the quesadilla tacos, but they have excellent tamales and a host of beautiful side dishes in this little case by the cash register. I try to get something different every time. They're very tolerant of my middling Spanish. They also have outstanding specials like tortas on Mondays for $8. And I'm pretty sure one of those tortas could feed a family of 4.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, this sounds like heaven. Well, so we've eaten at Garden Fresh, but yet I'm still hungry.
Okay, so you're still hungry. Now, Marie, I know what you think of when you think of Madison. Sushi.
Landlocked Madison, known for sushi.
So we're going to go to a sushi spot. Sapporo has been at its Madison location since 1996, and in my opinion is a vastly underrated spot in Nashville for Japanese and Korean food. They have an extensive menu with something for everyone. My favorite dish is one that's just called Crazy Noodle. It's a very spicy stir-fried noodle dish, and it's also what I started calling myself after I had top surgery.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of, it's low-key an awesome place for a date. If anybody would like to go on a date with me.
Email us at nashville@citycast.fm. We'll hook that up. Ellen, this has all been wonderful, but we have not talked about alcohol. And I am a drinker. I go through phases, and I am totally here for NA drinks as well.
I'm obsessed with NA beer. It's my whole new personality. They accidentally put it in a green room for me one time, and I was like, this is me now. But I am a strict 1 drink maximum human in my old age.
Wow, good for you. Okay, well, where do you go and have 1 drink in Madison?
The best place to go and have 1 drink in Madison is at Yazoo Brewing Company, which is also, in my opinion, Nashville's best patio. It overlooks the Cumberland River. It is super beautiful. There's shade, there's tables, there's like little swingy chair things that, they can't see me, but I'm going back and forth like that.
That place is magical, and the food there also outstanding.
Yes, which we're not hungry, but
That's right.
if somebody else is, they have a little hut in there where Grill Shack, which is the same Grill Shack from Riverside, slings burgers and the most delicious fries and a bunch of other stuff. I like the veggie burger, but there's no way that I'm hungry on this hypothetical Madison day. So we're going to just enjoy the beautiful, huge patio overlooking the Cumberland and play bananagrams or something.
Yes, I love it. It's a perfect spot also to just meet up with big family friends when they're kids. They can just run around. Just let the kids run.
Very pet friendly.
You got to watch them occasionally, check in with them.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a great place
You
for
can bring
free-range
dogs,
children. Yes.
Free-range children and free-range, well, not free-range dogs. I mean, keep an eye on them.
Yes, there you go. Well, now I'd like to know, what are some quirky local businesses that you'd like to shout out and maybe worth a visit?
Okay, I'm a music nerd, so I love Great Escape. Great Escape is a record and comic book store, and it's a cool place to buy and sell any kind of media stuff that you like. They also have just weird stuff and memorabilia. Last time I was there, I saw a giant plate with Barack Obama on it, which I did not buy. Here's a hot tip. If you're in the market for an outdated thing, like a VHS player or a CD player, you got to go to Great Escape first and not Goodwill, because they have tons of stuff and it is properly tested by people who know what they're doing.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you can sell your old stuff. I mean, you can bring things in, you can trade, right?
Yep. It's my favorite place to buy and sell Nintendo Switch games.
What fun. Okay.
What other businesses do you want to go to? The best tailor in the entire world is in Madison. His name is Julio, and I just bought a suit from him.
What?
His name is Julio Romero. His place is called Romero's Fashion, and they sell like nice clothes and stuff. And he's just like an amazing tailor.
You have a guy.
Yeah, and he like does amazing work. So Team Julio, man, I'm all about him.
I love that. We've talked a lot about these small businesses that really provide the biggest service in town. Like, I'm looking for a cobbler,
Yeah, we got one of those. It's right next to Brad's.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I love that. Okay.
Yeah. It's just called shoe repair.
Oh, Well, what about I have to just say, the Rivergate Skate Center, because that is an institution.
How is it still happening?
I know. Actually, when I Googled it to prepare, I was like, there's no way this place is open. And sure enough, I bet they still have the same skates that they had in the 80s.
Yeah.
Available to rent today.
Totally. And it's super cute in there and it's really fun. I've actually been in there most to shoot music videos with people. It's a great place to shoot a music video.
I love it. Okay. Well, this has been the absolute perfect day in Madison, but we need that final destination to close out the night. What are we doing?
Yes, I think the ultimate final destination for a day in Madison has to be Dee's Country Cocktail Lounge. Here's a fun fact. I recently did a podcast of my own called Girl in a Hurry, the Shelley Bush story, about the life of a woman I used to play downtown with named Shelley Bush. Unlike your podcast, mine is primarily held together with bubblegum and shoestring. Anyway, when I was playing downtown with Shelley at the Full Moon Saloon, rest in peace, but also I know some secret information about a possible resurrection in Madison, but that is all I am at liberty to share at this time. When I was down there, I met a bartender named Amy D. Little did I know that after the Moon closed, Amy would open up her own bar in my neighborhood. Dee's, in my opinion, is everything that a bar should be. Good drinks, decently priced, nothing fancy. There's a jukebox and a corner for live music, and it is perfectly Spartan. There's no giant stage, no fancy lighting, just a corner to set up and play. And some of Nashville's best musicians play there. And me.
Yes, I actually had my record release show there 2 years ago. And it was our third
Was
album.
I there?
I don't know.
I might have been there.
You look familiar. No,
How about that? I think I was there. It's you and another girl.
Yes, yeah. Well, this has just been such a lovely thing. Can we please just take for a moment and shout out, if listeners have just madly fallen in love with you and want to follow you on social media or listen to your music, where can they find you?
I mean, I think it's like on the social things, it's Ellen Angelico, which is my name. But I just don't really, I think I'm just loud enough that they can just open their window and like
Ellen
follow
is
the
one of
sound.
the greatest musicians in Nashville. I've had the
That's
honor of
ridiculous.
seeing Ellen several times at the Blue Room.
Oh, for Wanneroo.
Yes, that
Ugh.
was absolutely incredible.
That was a magical show.
It
that
really
was so
was.
special. Man, Nashville's the best.
It really is.
Like, I know we're on a podcast that's all about that, but that kind of stuff where it's like all of these incredible artists getting together to do, just to share a couple, everybody gets a couple songs, and the band was slamming, and it was 2 drummers, and it didn't suck.
Oh, it was amazing. And then the crowd on stage, there was a crowd because there were several musicians, like 10 or 15 musicians on stage. But just imagine, they all parted like the Red Sea, and Ellen comes out and starts shredding. It was so cool. So anyway, we'll
really
put
fun.
some links in the show notes for folks to check out your music because you very much are a Nashville and Madison treasure. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you in Madison.
Back to you, Marie.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And do you want to tell us about your neighborhood for a future episode? Well, email us at nashville@citycast.fm. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Toodles.